hear his laughter and other voices. And Dad, your love and your spirit will dwell in our hearts.
Jesus said, "Let not your heart be troubled. Ye believe in God, believe also in me."
Plan on telling the family that I drugged Elizabeth in order to make her ill?
Yes, I certainly do.
If it were not so,
Then you're going to force me to tell John Rappaport everything I know about your insider trading activities, Cindy.
That's right.
I've already talked to him once. One more call and you're going to find yourself in a federal pen.
receive you unto
So
myself.
the choice is yours.
That where I
Either
am,
you keep your mouth shut
there
and leave town,
ye may be.
or I'm going to call him back.
And whither I go,
Power and the glory forever and ever. Amen.
Rest eternal grant unto Charles, O Lord, and let light perpetual shine upon him. Amen.
Katie, you were splendid.
Oh, I don't know. I tried to say the right thing.
Well, you did. Charles was always proud of you. You know, I loved him very much. And, he was part of my life. I just can't believe I'm not going to see him again. Why don't you, go tell everyone thank you for coming?
Now what do we do? Do we just leave?
I guess so.
Reverend Simmons, thank you so much. At least I know my son had a proper memorial service. There's such a terrible finality to all this. I'm not sure I'll ever accept it.
I hope one day it'll make sense to you, Elizabeth.
I can't believe this, Patrick. You are actually blackmailing me?
I'm just going after what's mine, Cindy. And that's Kate. And don't worry, no harm will come to Elizabeth, so you can leave town with a clear conscience.
Please don't misunderstand me. I do feel resentful towards you, and maybe it's for no other reason than that you were with my father when he died. But I will certainly give you a chance. Well, thank you.
The service is over. It's time for you to go.
Why are you being so nasty to my mother?
I'll be very nice to her and not answer that young lady.
Tina, I hate to bring this up as much as you hate to hear it. But there is one more issue we have to settle. Tina, I've decided you have to give Al back to Gabrielle.
I didn't hear that. No, I did not.
I didn't want to say it. I just hope you understand. I have tried. I've really tried to be behind you on this, but I can't.
What?
Not when it comes to my son.
What, because you don't think I'm a good enough mother?
No, not in jail you can't be. Look, Tina, he doesn't belong to you. He is mine and Gabrielle's. He is her whole life. You got a whole lot going for you, including me. And if you want to have dozens of babies, that's fine with me, but he belongs with his real mom.
I hate you.
You come over here, you bring me all these gifts, and you know what it's all for? It's so you can soften me up so then you can rip my heart out. I told you I am not giving up Al. I swear to you I am not going to.
You know you don't have a choice in this, don't you? Of course you do. There's no sane judge that isn't going to make you give him up. So for Al's sake, for everyone's sake here, please just, you should make the gesture now.
Al is not a gesture to me. He
Look,
is my baby, and I love him.
Tina, you have to know in your heart and in your gut that he belongs with Gabrielle. Now, try as we might, You may be in prison longer than 2 weeks. Tina, I hate myself for this, but damn it, you got to make the sacrifice.
I don't believe this.
Tina, it's the end of an era, all right? You've got to see that you brought Al here for Cord. You have lost Cord. He's going on with his life. Gabrielle is going on with hers. Now it is your turn. You have got to give up on Al. You got to bring this chapter to an end. You got to move on freely to other people, new people to love and to care for.
Without Al, I'm going to have nothing to live for. Absolutely nothing.
What am I? I want to give you the brightest and shiniest future you can imagine. Now look, I'm Al's daddy, right? He's going to be in our lives. We can still give him all the love we want. And you can be his Aunt Tina. You can be his Auntie Mame and bring all kinds of joy into his life. Come on. I'm making sense here, right? You know I'm making sense.
Thanks, without him, what am I going to have to live for? I'm going to die from a broken heart. You know, people really do.
No. I am not going to let that happen. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go upstairs. I'm going to go visit with Al. And I want you to take some time to think, because you really have to think about this, babe. And not about your heart, about his. And his tiny life.
Watch a beautiful new idea.
Guess it's true what they say. Mother's work's never done.
But what they never tell you is that it doesn't feel like work. Not to me.
Perrin handed me these papers for you. They were just delivered from your lawyer's office.
Those are the papers I've been waiting for.
But Gabrielle, I think before you read those, I should tell you something. I had a talk with Tina this morning, and I tried to make it clear to her that you...
But this is the news I've been waiting to hear from. The court has set an immediate hearing to settle the custody of Al. Max, I'm going to have my son back. Finally.
Won't be long now. Any minute now, they're going to come to take me away, and before they lock me up, I have to make the biggest decision of my life. Of course, we know what everybody else wants me to do. We know what Gabrielle wants, and what Cord wants. Oh, even Max wants me to give you back to Gabrielle. Vicky, what should I do?
Honey, I'm just another opinion. The decision is yours to make.
You're not just another opinion to me. I trust you. I trust your instincts and your judgment. Vicky, I would trust you with my life.
Darling, I'm very flattered, but still...
Well, so am I being selfish or what? Am I really harming this wonderful little baby by trying to fight for him?
It doesn't matter what I think.
It matters to me. Vicky, if you tell me to give him back to Gabrielle, I will. Please, I'm not just asking you as my sister. I'm asking you as my best friend, Vicky. What do I do?
Sister, it's very easy to give you advice as your best friend. I know how much harder it is to live it.
Vicky, I mess up my life all the time. You never make any mistakes.
Oh, Tina, for heaven's sakes. I've made more than my share of mistakes.
But I've botched up my life so bad. I mean, no advice could hurt. Please, Vicky, help me. Tell me what to do.
Why don't you sit down? Put Al down for a minute. Let's sit down, okay?
Here, honey. Oh, there we go.
If you had asked me for advice before you went to Argentina, I wouldn't have hesitated to give it to you. I would have talked to you as the child that you were, and I would have made your decisions for you. But you see, the Tina that came out of the jungle was not a child anymore.
Why don't you tell that to everybody I've hurt because of the lies I told about Al?
Honey, I never said you were magically transformed, but I do believe that the loss of your baby and the near loss of your life changed you profoundly.
Profoundly? Me?
Yes. I think the old Tina would have solved this dilemma by taking that little baby and running away with him. The new Tina would never do that.
Don't say that so quickly. I mean, I tried. I actually tried to talk Max into running off to Buenos Aires with me.
But you didn't go, and Max didn't talk you out of it, I'll bet.
No. It just made me realize something that I already knew. That running away and spending my life on the run and Al's life on the run was worse than prison. I mean, at least in prison there's a chance for parole.
And you say you haven't changed.
Well, I'm more level-headed. But I'm not any smarter.
Darling, you know, any advice I gave you would be resented later on anyway.
Vicky, I would never resent anything you said to me.
Well, the old Tina wouldn't have. The new one would, and rightly so. Because any decision that I made for you would never have the power or the meaning of one that you made for yourself.
But I've never been able to make my own decisions. At least I've never made a good one.
I have absolute confidence in you that you will decide what is best for you and Al.
You really have that much faith in me?
Oh, honey. Tina, you have a heart, you have a love for life that most people can only dream about. I have faith in your heart. I have faith in your love.
How could you ever have so much faith in me? Vicky, what if the decision I made, what if you hate it?
It doesn't matter. I've told you this before. You are my sister. No matter what you decide, I will always love you.
Always?
Mm-hmm.
I guess it is my decision, isn't it? Vicky, I have never felt so loved. So all alone.
A single bird of paradise. Not exactly a funeral flower. And no card attached, but we both know who sent it, don't we? My mother never stopped loving you. Maybe because she had a chance to really know you. You were always more of a stranger to me. More of a myth than a man. So, why is it that I miss you? I miss the man I never knew. I miss you, Dad.
Jeff, why are you here at my son's grave? Do you intend to be a constant reminder of his failings? A silent testimonial to his mistakes?
Did it ever occur to you that I might be here for my own reasons? Reasons that have nothing to do with you, your family, or your money?
I've lived a long time. Too long. But I know everyone wants something.
What I want, you can't give.
Lay out your terms. Is it acceptance you want? Or cash settlement? Both.
You refuse to understand, don't you? I stopped waiting for your acceptance a long time ago. All I wanted was...
Was what?
Doesn't matter. It's too late now.
Lee, I'm here to offer my help to you as one interloper to another.
Really? Well, what kind of help could you give me?
Well, now that you're part of the Sanders family, I'm sure you're going to find how treacherous they can be. And I'd like to offer my assistance as a guide to help you through it.
Well, I mean, that's a pretty generous offer. What's in it for you?
Well, actually, to be truthful with you, I need a friend and an ally as well. You see, I've had my own difficulties with the Sanders family. And I just thought that together we could watch out for each other, you know?
Yeah. Well, I'll consider your offer, Patrick.
Thank you. That's all I can ask. I mean, one can't have too many friends, right?
Right.
Thanks, Lee. Oh, here's my number. If you have any problems or questions or you just need to get in touch with me, call me here anytime. If I'm not there, leave a message, all right?
Okay.
And thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Mrs. Sanders, I presume.
Oh, boy, I'm just getting used to being called that. Hi, so what can I do for you?
Well, I heard about your latest misfortune. Or should I say fortune? It seems to me I'm just the man for you right now. Mind if I join you?
I must say, the Sanders name certainly has an amazing effect on people. It can even take natural enemies and make them into potential allies.
Oh, I assure you, Lee, I never saw us as enemies.
You didn't? Well, that's not what you said when you lost this hotel. I think you told me that I was trying to stab you so that Max could get it.
I just came over to give you some friendly advice.
You did? Well, what's that?
Well, you're about to step in the big leagues. I mean, you stand to be part owner of one of the biggest conglomerates in this country.
Oh, I never asked for stock in Sanders Chemicals.
Well, maybe you didn't, but when Charles put that ring on your finger, it came with the territory. And with him gone, what's his is yours.
Yeah, well, this may shock you, Asa, but you know, I cared a great deal for Charles.
Oh, I'm sure you did, Lee. But Charles is gone, the stock remains, and if you're not careful, you're going to end up losing that, too.
Well, what makes you think I'm such an easy target?
Well, I'm thinking of a steel magnolia who runs everything with Sanders' name on it. Elizabeth has crushed tougher diamonds than you, honey.
Oh, come on, Asa. I thought you knew me better than that. When it comes to corporate combat, I give as good as I get.
Oh, yes, you do. You sure, but the Sanders don't always fight clean. You need reinforcements. See, when push comes to shove, the Buchanan name can stand up to the Sanders name any old day. And what we lack in old world charm, we make up with power and cold, hard cash.
Oh, boy, you know, this just must be my lucky day. You know, I haven't even thrown down the gauntlet, and I have all these knights in shining armor coming down and sort of springing to my defense.
Well, they don't call me Sir Galahad for nothing.
Ah, that's not all they call you. Come on, Asa. I'm not a novice when it comes to the way of the world, and there's one thing I've learned. When it comes to the Asa Buchanans of the world, they don't give away their power or their friendship for free.
Can't do it.
It's not my decision. The court ordered Tina to appear at the hearing so that we could settle the parental rights and the custody of Al.
Gabrielle, I was telling you I had a talk with Tina today. I made it clear to her that she should give up Al, and not because a court orders her to, but because it's best for Al.
You did that for me?
For our son.
Well, did she hear you? Did she listen?
I don't know. The thought of going to prison terrorizes her so much that she has trouble thinking about anything else right now. She is suffering, Gabrielle.
She's not the only one who is suffering here, Max. Al needs me, and I need him.
Just give it some time, all right?
Time? I've given her time. I've sacrificed everything for Tina. I think it's time she thought of my feelings.
You cannot ask for this right now.
When? Next week? Next year? Come on, Max. I have put Tina before everything else. The only thing that matters now is my son and me.
Hey, I am sorry. I'm not going to let you show her those papers.
Let go of my arm.
I'm not letting go of you until they come and get her. You're not going to make things worse than they already are.
Honey?
I know. I know I don't have much time.
Well, the sheriff's office called. They're going to be coming at 1 o'clock.
Yes. I have so little time to make a decision about... decide the fate of the thing I love most on earth.
Oh, God, Tina, I wish I could help you make this decision.
I want you to know I really love you for not giving in to me earlier. I mean, nobody's ever had so much faith in me that they trusted me to make my own decisions and my own mistakes.
Darling, if you follow your heart, you can't possibly make a mistake.
Oh, and Al is my heart. Johnny. You know, he's all I think of. I mean, I'm not even trying to think about prison or the deputies or anything. Just you, Will. Just you. You know, it's kind of funny, isn't it? Tina, Lord Robert's finally caring about another person. More than herself.
But that's what being a mother is all about.
When I am his mother. I know I am. It doesn't matter what any court says. I know it in my heart and in my soul. And I know it's not fair for him to spend his life with his mother locked away in jail, but it's not fair either for me to give him to a woman who couldn't possibly love him as much as I do.
Oh, Tina.
I know. I know Gabrielle is his natural mother. But nature doesn't care. Nature doesn't care like I do. Allah cares so much.
I'm going to leave you two alone, okay? I'll be in the study.
Oh, honey. Honey, you know what Mommy's biggest fear is, sweetheart? Oh, honey. Mommy's biggest fear, honey, is that I'm going to go to jail. And I'm going to have to give you up. And I'm not going to have any reason to go on living. You know what, honey? I think everybody will forget me. But I know you won't. So don't ever forget me. Karen? Karen, would you please tell Gabrielle to come here?
Believe me, Lee, my interest in your interest is just a matter of pure courtesy.
Oh, sure. Sure, so the issue of the takeover of Sanders Chemicals has absolutely nothing to do with it.
Well, naturally, it intrigues me the possibilities that suddenly presented themselves with Charles' untimely demise.
Uh-huh, I don't quite follow you.
Darling, you read the Dow as well as I do. Sanders Chemical is ripe for takeover. Is that what you have in mind?
Asa, the only thing I have in mind is trying to get over Charles's death and getting closer to my daughter.
I fully understand that. But what if?
May I help you? No, I was just leaving.
Asa, let's just say that you and I join forces. I don't know, there's something that tells me that you wouldn't just settle for having Elizabeth's head on a platter. You'd go after mine next.
Well, no risk, no reward. But there is one thing certainly. You will not unseat Elizabeth by your lonesome.
I am not interested in unseating anyone.
Well, after a proper period of mourning and after you and Mary Lynn get closer together, you know where to find me.
I certainly do. And thank you so much for your condolences, Asa.
Well, as the poet said, no man's an island apart from the main. Each man's death diminishes me. Or is it increases me? I always forget that part. Adios, Mrs. Sanders.
Honey, I wish that I could kiss away everything that has happened to us in the last few months. If I could, I would.
You could try.
Yeah? Okay, I'll try. How's that?
Well, it didn't hurt.
You hold me?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. I wish I could see you smile again. I wish I could give you that spirit of adventure and hope all over again, too.
I think it's all gone.
Don't say that. Now, come on, honey. Maybe we can't get back the things that we've lost, or maybe we can't undo the things that have been done. But we can go on, we can go forward, the two of us together.
I don't know where we can go or how.
As long as we're together and you're in my arms like this, as long as we get going, that's the main thing. You know, we could even go out on a little vacation. Just the two of us.
Really?
Yeah.
You mean like now, today?
Like now, today, yeah, I mean that. Honey, why not? We could go to some place where we just forget about everything that's bothering us, just go alone and concentrate on each other.
Twist my arm.
Okay, how's this?
Okay, you win, I'll go.
All right.
Where?
Who knows? Let's go anywhere.
Tahiti.
Tahiti's good to me.
Come on. Hi. Listen, I was just going to leave a note. Will you tell my grandmother that
I can't, Kate. I won't be here to give it to her. I came to tell you that I have to leave town.
Leave town? Well, you have to go on an assignment out of town for the banner?
No, I quit my job with Clint. I was hoping I could wait to tell you this, but they want me there now.
Who? Who's they?
A new magazine in San Francisco. They've just started up, and they offered me the whole financial section.
Well, that's great, Cindy. Congratulations. That's terrific. That's wonderful.
Yeah,
It's really dynamite.
Kate, I tried my best to get them to give me more time so that I could stay here with you, but they insist.
Look, it's okay. I mean, an opportunity like this doesn't come along every day.
I was hoping you'd understand.
I do. I'm gonna miss you like crazy.
You'd better. Oh, Kate, you don't know how much I hate this.
Hate this? Hey, come on, Cindy. This is probably the best thing that's ever happened to you.
It is. I mean, I just hate leaving my best friend at a time like this, you know?
Look, nothing is gonna get in the way of our friendship this time, okay? No long silences and no secrets, right?
Right.
Oh, come on. Let's all go out together.
Okay.
Cindy, there you are. I can't believe you were going to leave and not even say goodbye to your own brother.
Goodbye, Patrick.
Oh, wait a second. Don't even rate a kiss. Come on. I'm so proud of her. She's going to do just great.
If you don't mind, I really have to get packing.
Bye.
We were on our way out.
Wait a second. I got to talk to you. Alone, please.
Tina, you wanted to see me?
Yes, I did.
You want me to leave?
No, Max, why don't... You can hear this. It's about your son. Before I say anything, I want you to know I'm not doing this for you. Or you. Or even for myself. I'm doing it for Al's happiness, because it's the only thing. It's the only thing that is important right now. I hate being brave. I'm not very good at it. But I'm gonna do the right thing. And the right thing is for you to be Al's mother. Not just because you gave birth to me, but because you will be free to give him all the love and the care that he needs and deserves. Oh, now let me finish. From this moment on, I am going to make no claim on Al. But in my heart, he is always going to be my son. And wherever he goes, he's going to take a part of me with him. The best part. And if I never see him again, I am never treasure he's given me, and when the miracle of just holding him. Do you remember back in Argentina in the cabin? Yes. I was just thinking of that. Remember when you put him in my arms and you made me swear that I would love him with all my heart?
And you did. Tina, I am so grateful to you for that. You kept your word.
Will you keep your word? And you love him with all your heart?
I will. And as soon as you're free, and it won't be long, I promise you, I will never keep you away from our son. Bless you, Tina.
I made a vow that I was not gonna cry.
You kept your vow. Now go ahead.
Mr. Sanders, I cannot imagine why you'd come here to WVLE at such a difficult time if it weren't extremely important.
Right to the point. I like that. Mr. Dennison, prior to my son's death, he was thinking of making some major acquisitions.
One of them being WVLE, huh?
Word gets around. I would like to honor Charles's memory by completing his work.
I see. So you plan to continue with the purchase?
Well, that depends. I'd like to know a little bit more about what I'm buying.
Mr. Sanders, I'm not the studio manager, but I do know we are holding our own in the ratings, and the advertising revenue is going up.
So much for dollars and cents. But business is a blend of personalities, too. Don't you agree?
I do indeed. Yes, ma'am.
Then how would you feel about working under the management of the Sanders family?
Mr. Sanders, I'm a news director. I make a habit of distancing myself from the owners, present or future.
Spoken like a loyal member of the Fourth Estate. But would your detachment be the same if management were to include Lee Halpern Sanders? Please be frank.
I will. If Lee Halpern had anything whatsoever to do with the management of WVLE, I would tender my resignation immediately.
I was hoping you'd say that.
Kate, listen, I have just had some really disturbing news. It seems that there's some very ruthless people that are trying to capitalize on your father's death. They want to gain control of the stock, and then they want to take over the company. Now, I thought that you would like to know before your grandmother found out, and...
And what?
Well, I mean, her health hasn't been too good these past few days, and I know that Charles' death certainly hasn't helped matters. If she smells a fight coming on, she's going to try to resist it, and at her age, then it's just not going to be...
Right. She's in no condition to wage a battle.
Right. I knew you'd see it that way. Look, that's why you've got to call a meeting of the board of directors. You've got to get them to convince the major stockholders to resist any kind of takeover attempt.
Me? I don't know anything about corporate warfare.
Well, you know enough to protect the company that's been a part of your family all these years.
No, I don't. That takes skill and experience and a lot of dedication. And besides, right now I'm trying to walk away from my problems, not add to them.
Kate, you cannot run away from a problem like this. It'll follow you around for the rest of your life. And I'm not just talking about stocks and bonds here.
Patrick, please.
All right, look, Katie. Your dad would have wanted the family business to still be in the family. Now, I know it isn't fair, but the torch has been passed to you.
Luther? This is Kate Sanders. Well, I'm fine, considering the circumstances. Listen, I would like you to get together a meeting with the board of directors. Yes, you heard me correctly. As soon as possible. Right, and Luther, it's not little Katie anymore.
I miss my baby already. I know once they put me in jail, I'm gonna hear him in the night, and I'm not gonna be able to go to him.
No. It'll pass. And you'll gain courage from knowing that you made the tough choice to give him back to Gabrielle.
I don't have courage. I don't have anything else.
I saw you prove it right here. A lot of people talk about sacrifice, but when the test came, you did it.
Yeah, what do I have to show for it?
You have got Tina Roberts. One hell of a great woman. And she's going to carry that courage and that toughness all the way to Statesville and back.
Are you kidding? We both know I'm never gonna get out of there.
You just went through the toughest moment in your life without even flinching. The rest is going to be easy.
Oh, Max, I'm so scared.
I know you're scared. But from here on out, you can't show it, all right? I've never been to prison, but I know what kind of people you're going to find in there, and if they see any sign of weakness, they are going to attack it. So if you don't feel strong, you've got to act strong. And if you don't feel brave, you're going to have to act brave. Now you're going to have to get the best performance of your life.
The way you say it, I almost think I can do it.
You can. You can. Here. Dry those eyes. And you keep telling yourself that you are not in this alone. If I have to spend every waking hour to get this verdict overturned, I'll do it.
I beg your pardon, Mrs. Roberts, but there are two persons here who wish to see you.
Tina Roberts, by order of the sheriff of Lantano County.
I know why you're here. You're here. Take me to prison. I'm ready. I am. I just need a minute to say goodbye. Please. Aaron, if you could just have them wait in the foyer, I'll just be a minute.
Very well, now. This way.
Oh, my beautiful little boy. No more strangers to take you away. No bad people to frighten us either. You are going to have the most wonderful, full life. Yes, you are. And I promise you, I will always be there for you. So will your daddy. Yes. Max loves you more than anything in the whole world. Even if he isn't going to live with us, that's okay, isn't it? Because your mommy is going to find the most loving man who will change her life as well as yours. But until that day, I think you should think about taking a nap. Yes. Let's go. Sweetheart. Here we go. Yeah. Sit up. Steve, why didn't you say something?
To spoil that beautiful moment?
Oh. You know.
Yeah, Vicky just told me downstairs, Gabrielle. I'm so happy for you.
I've you to thank. I wouldn't have had the strength to fight for my son if I hadn't had your friendship and support.
I can't take all the credit. You wanted Al, and you went out and you got him. And now that you have him, Gabrielle, you're not the only one that has been waiting for this moment. I have something to tell you, and I can't think of a better time or a better place.
You know Lee Halpern better than anyone. Is there something about her past, perhaps, that might be used against her?
Mr. Sanders, you have come to the wrong man.
Very admirable. But are your scruples worth more than your daughter's happiness? You see, I know from past conversations with Charles that your daughter has been pulled back and forth between you and her mother.
It has not been easy for any of us.
It was much easier before Lee Halpin came to town, wasn't it? Well, I can send her back where she came from, but I need your help. If it will ease your conscience, I don't mind telling you that I'm about to have Miss Halpern investigated. But it will save me a great deal of time and trouble if you tell me what you know about her. I'll find out sooner or later.
Yes. Yes, I'm quite sure you will. All right. Lee Halpern used to live under a different name. Harper. Carol Harper was her name. She earned her money as a professional...
Professional what?
The oldest profession.
Oh, dear. You have just done yourself and your daughter a great service. As for me, I'll be forever in your debt. Goodbye, Mr. Dennison.
Gabrielle. Gabrielle, you,
I what?
You should know why I'm not going to go back to work for Max. I'm going to strike out on my own. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but I know I'm going to be my own boss.
That's wonderful, Steve.
Yeah.
Where are you going to start this new enterprise?
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. You see, the fact is that I'd probably be packing to leave town right now if it weren't for certain circumstances.
Well, from personal, selfish reasons, I hope you don't leave Lambview.
Really?
Yes. I've told you how much I depend on your friendship. I would never have made it through the past few weeks if I hadn't had your shoulder to lean on.
That's what it's there for.
Now that I have Al, I've been doing a little daydreaming myself, thinking about things that we could do together, like a ride in the country or a picnic in the park, and there's Halloween and Thanksgiving.
Well, who says we can't do all those things?
Oh, I couldn't ask you to change your plans just to keep me and Al company.
Gabrielle, of course you can. Damn it. You have every right to ask me. I'm in love with you. I can't seem to say it.
I think you just did.
And another thing. I did. I did, didn't I?
Yeah.
Well, let me say it again. Gabrielle, I'm in love with you. I've been in love with you ever since I saw you, and I only hope that you feel the same about me. If you do, I promise you, I'll never let you regret it. And if you don't, I will walk right out of your life and keep on walking. Is that clear?
Steve,
Good. And, by the way, I love Al, too. Will you think about what I said? But don't take too long. I've waited a long time to start our life, and I don't want to waste another minute.
Oh, Steve.
Honey, believe me, I didn't ask for this responsibility. I don't even know if I'm up for it, but nobody else can handle this crisis except me. Come on, you understand, don't you?
Yes, I understand, but it doesn't mean I have to like it. I don't know why we are the ones who have to be strong all the time. I can't see why somebody else's character can't be tested for a while.
Look, I hate having our plans ruined just as much as you do, but just because we can't vacation together doesn't mean we can't spend lots of time together.
Oh, sure, that'd be real easy to do when you're in the boardroom night and day.
Only days. We have our nights.
Oh? And what exactly does that mean?
Well, I know that we're going to have a period of mourning, but, well, I don't see why we can't live together.
Is this Kate Sanders talking to me? When I suggested that just a little while ago, you jumped all over my case.
But that was in Lanford with Tina living down the hall.
Oh.
A lot has happened since then. Now, why don't we get a wonderful apartment and move all our stuff in together and have breakfast together and dinner together at night and And all the hours in the evening in bed together. Unless, of course, you don't think it's a good idea.
No, I don't think it's a good idea.
Well,
I think it's an incredible idea. I love that idea, and I love you for thinking of it.
You don't think I'm a wanton woman for asking you to live in sin?
I hope you're a wanton woman. No, I don't think it's going to be in sin, because I think it would be a sin if we let anything ever come between us again.
Rule number 1, I make the rules. Rule number 2, you obey the rules. Rule number 3, you obey the rules.
You already said that.
It bears repeating. Take off your shoes.
What?
Rule number 1, I make the rules. Rule number 2, you obey the rules. Rule number 3, you obey the rules.
All right. All right. I'm taking them off.
These are lovely. Italian, huh? Empty the bag.
Okay. I have nothing to hide.
Cute.
Wait a minute, those were gifts.
And a cassette player and tapes?
Yes. Just so that I can keep myself amused.
We'll try to amuse you without them. What's this?
This is my diary. It's very personal. Now, wait a minute. Wait. I want to get these. I mean, these were all personal gifts from a very special
You'll
friend.
get them back if you obey the rules. Now, about your outfit. It just won't do. Here.
I'm sorry, this is all the wrong color for me. Do you have something in red?
It's funny how all the lifers start out cracking jokes and end up crying themselves to sleep every night.
I'm not afraid.
Sure. Okay, Roberts, it's time you met the rest of your sorority. Through there, we have father killers, husband killers, baby killers. You'll be our first mother-in-law killer. You ought to fit right in. Thought you said you weren't afraid.
I'm not. I can take it.
We'll see, Roberts. We'll see. Here shortly.
Well, if you plan to debate the legality of my marriage to Charles, you can just forget it.
Your marriage to my son is legal and most unfortunate. However, I trust we can solve the matter with a minimum of pain and embarrassment to all of us. If nothing else, you're a shrewd businesswoman. So I'm sure you'll find my offer more than generous.
Oh. My God, I thought you'd do something like this.
Mr. Oliver has drawn up annulment papers. As soon as you sign them and give me your word that you will forget you were ever Mrs. Charles Sanders, we can go our separate ways.
My marriage certificate is not for sale.
You were for sale at one time, my dear. And for a good deal less than what I'm offering you.
Sheriff just took Tina off to Statesville.
Yes, I know. I talked to Vicky. She told me that Tina gave custody of the baby to Gabrielle.
And it damn near broke her heart. I did manage to convince her she wouldn't be in there long, maybe a week at the most.
Max, I know you're trying to bolster her spirits, but I wish you wouldn't give her false hope.
She shouldn't spend 1 hour in that place.
I know that. I believe in her innocence, and I've gone for an appeal.
It's going to take too much time. That place will be a living hell for her.
Max, I know that. We can't do anything until they hear the appeal.
It's not good enough. We got to act now.
There are rules and procedures we have to follow, and they take time. Excuse me.
You better do something a lot better. Otherwise, I'm going to act, and I can guarantee that you are not going to like it.